I'm excited. Um, Here today with my good friend Javier Nichols, who brought an idea up to me. He's doing a content cafe, and he asked for my help on it. So I said yes because I thought it was something that's really valuable, right? Something that's really needed for folks. We talk about putting content together, but it's harder than it's harder than people make it out to be sometimes, right? And not everybody takes the time to plan and record and edit and do all that stuff, and it can be a hassle. So when you brought this idea up to me, I thought it was a good idea, and I wanted to, present it to other folks. So here we are announcing the Content Cafe event with Javier
Yes.
Nichols and the new Agent Handbook.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, man, tell us how this came about.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much again for joining in with us on this amazing content cafe. The content cafe started last year, and basically what we did was, hold on, let me straighten myself up for the New Agent Handbook crew out there. Shout out to you guys because you helped make this content cafe a huge success. So last year we set out to all meet together in a centralized location to film content in bulk. And bulk content creation is something that is underutilized in our industry because a lot of us make content on the go. And this is where you find the fatigue, you find the analysis paralysis, anything you name it that's going to stop you from making content typically occurs because you're not doing it in a planned format. So we came together last year, about eight of us, in Ambler, and we all made content for about 4 hours nonstop. We made reels, we made podcasts, we made regular training content where we had a big giant green screen, and we literally created content that lasts us the entire year. Because the goal here is for you to take one piece of content, make two different forms of that content, and then make four different other forms of one, two pieces of content. So we're taking one piece of content and turning them into about 6 or 8 pieces of content. And this is how you're able to create that omnipresence that we all are looking to create in social media and also our regular everyday lives. Because in our community, as we know, real estate is local. So the more you can get out in front of your prospects, your community, the better.
Awesome, man. Who should be attending this? Like, who's
Oh,
this
well,
catered to?
yes, that's a great question. And we're going to be going over a lot of questions here today. So, every person who wants to revamp, shout out to my man, Wilford Broad Street, going to that event soon. Every person who actually looks to become the market go to expert should be attending this event. Now, we don't have enough space for all of you to attend. However, if you really want to get that edge over the competition, that edge in your market, you should be attending this event. Not only are you going to be able to create content, but you're going to learn how to edit it. You're going to get the entire package. This is something that is unprecedented in our industry because we're oftentimes paying somebody to do all of that for us. Now we have an opportunity to do it for ourselves.
Yeah, and anybody can go ahead and do this for themselves, right? But just most people don't, right? Most people know that they need to do it, but they don't. And if you go hire, other professionals like a videographer, an editor, all of these people, and put them together, it can be very costly, right? So you're either doing it yourself, and most people aren't, or you go out and pay thousands of dollars and get it done, and hopefully you use it. Hopefully you use it in the right way, right? So I think what we're providing here is a way to get it done right in the context of real estate, right?
Correct.
And understand how to leverage it correctly for your business at a much cheaper cost than if you were to go out and outsource to professionals, right?
Correct. And by the way, guys, for those of you who are watching this live, make sure you are putting your questions in the chat. We want to make sure that we're answering all your questions as we are going through this. This format is for us to lay out entirely every nook and cranny about this content cafe. So you have no questions and you understand precisely what to do, how to prepare for this. So put your questions in the chat. Sorry about that. I wanted to just throw that out there for everybody on live right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, no, that's great. So here's a question. What's really included? I know content is important, and I love this idea of kind of getting together and making content. But what's the whole thing or event about?
Absolutely. So let me go right ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me one quick second here, and then boom and boom, and we're live. All right, can you guys see my screen here? Let me know if you can see it.
Hold on, I think I need to share it. Give me 1 second.
No problem. Take your time. And remember, guys, go into the chat and put your questions so we can make sure that we're answering for you while we are moving forward. It's very important to remember this. We want all of you to come out and support this, but most importantly, those of you who want to gain that market share because of the recent discoveries in our industry, this content cafe is for you.
Cool. Yeah. So it's shared now. You
Okay.
can check
All
it
right,
out there.
perfect. So you guys can see it. Absolutely perfect. So this is our cover. You guys are going to see this floating around social media soon enough. But let me scroll right down here to our actual breakdown, and I'm going to zoom in. Okay. All righty. So we're going to go right here. I'm going to make sure that I zoom in now, just to give you an idea and understand this, that our content cafe is going to be 4 hours of dedicated content creation. And what that means is we're going to have stations. And let's talk about the stations just while we're on the subject. We're going to have a podcast station. Okay. That's going to be equipped with microphones that you normally see in the podcast scenario. That's going to be a nice location so you can be speaking to the person to your left or right across from you, whatever format that you want. The second station is going to be the real station. That's going to be for Instagram and TikTok content, also threads. I'm talking that vertical, tall, real view. You're going to have a ring light. You're going to have a backdrop or a green screen, depending on what you want. And you're going to be able to go right ahead and do a reel. The third station that we're going to have is going to be a static image station. This is very, very important to remember. Some of you know what a static image is. Those of you that don't, think of it like this. Those moments of you making content and you see people that are pointing on a flyer like this, right? Or they surprise like this, right? You can make those for yourself. In this way, when you're providing information about a particular topic, when you're going into details about a special or a down payment assistance program or anything about the business, you can put your image in place of that. And then our fourth, but most used last time is our long form video station. Now, this station is going to be meant for your YouTube videos. It's going to give you the opportunity of speaking about top 10 zip codes in your community, going into the market trends, talking about your community, whatever you want to go over. You're going to be able to do it in a long format, in the long format. Remember, this is 4 hours. So it's a long time, a lot of time here for you to go ahead and make this content. And by the way, 2 outfit changes. So we're going to go real quick to some questions. And I want to just slow down before we go into detail of all of why that's important. But how do you feel about that? I mean, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, man. So it's a lot of great stuff, and I'm kind of looking through some questions here to see kind of what to cover right now. So, all right, what content will be created during the event? I think you kind of covered that. If you can
Well, hold
highlight
on,
that
wait. So
content really quick
hold
again.
on. So ask that question again. I want to make sure that I heard it correct.
Yeah, well, what content will be created during the event?
Yes. So the content that you're going to be creating during the event, that content is going to be towards your target audience, towards your community, in general educational content. It could be funny content, trends, whatever's going on at that time. We're going to have some amazing guests during this event that are going to help you, especially if you're on TikTok. I don't think it'll be banned by the time we do this, so you'll be good to go. But they're going to show you how to really get it for those voiceovers if you want to go that route as well. So I just wanted to specify the broad stroke of the different kind of content you can make.
Yeah. And also, there's a question about the planning session. So, perfect. So, the planning session is really to get you planning all the content that we're going to shoot in that 4 hour, content shooting time, pretty much, right? So, instead of getting there and figuring out right then and there, we're going to help you plan. Okay, what content pieces do you need to have? We can help you write it out, making sure you have the right message and you're speaking to the right audience. That's what that planning session is about. So you pretty much have your content ready to go, outlined or scripted, and when you get to that 4 hour content creation, we can press records and you go, right? So that's what
Correct.
that planning session is for. So another thing is just a question again. So what forms of content will I have? You talked about who's it for, but what are the forms? Is it going to be like, Instagram posts,
Yes.
reels? What's that?
Yes. Absolutely. So the forms of content that you're going to have, we're going to be shooting off of your phone. So by the way, I'm glad you're asking. I'm glad you guys are asking these questions. And we had some of these questions preloaded from people who have already showed interest into doing this content cafe. We've been working it through our own circles. And that's a great question. So one of the things that I want you all to do before you come to the planning session or the actual event space, make sure you're going through your phone and eliminating anything that could cause more storage. We're going to be utilizing our phones for the most part, but we're honestly going to use your phone because you're going to be able to keep all of your footage. Now, if your phone doesn't have any space and you don't want to erase anything, don't worry. We do have phones that have plenty of storage, but we want you to also be able to see how it looks through your lens. Okay. So the form is going to be definitely an MP4. That's going to be applicable to all social medias, but we also are going to help you create covers. So the thumbnails that you see in the beginning of a reel sale, if you're going on to Instagram and you're swiping over to a person's reels, you see covers. We're going to create those for you. Same thing for thumbnails on your YouTube videos. We're going to create that for you as well. It's a
Awesome.
great question. We got some good
Yeah.
questions going on.
And somebody asked about the dates of when this is going down. So I just put it up there also up top in the screen. We're going to have the planning day on April 12th. That is our date for that. And then the content day, April 20th, right? And that content day is going to have 2 hours of training followed by 4 hours of content creation. Can you talk about that training a little bit, Javier?
Yes, great question. So the training is going to be something in its own self that's going to take this to the next level. We're building up this content cafe to be monumental for your brand and for your business, right? One thing's for sure, when you come out, you're going to have the whole entire process you're going to walk through it all. Okay. So the the training, the 2 hour training on the day of the 20th, this is going to be a training that walks you through how to create content, what hooks you need to use, what are hidden words, how do you use hidden words, what do you need to say in the beginning, the first 3 seconds of your video to get a person to watch more. These are very crucial components because as we are developing as humans, we're understanding that technology is becoming faster and faster and faster, and our attention span is getting shorter and shorter. So we have to, as business owners, go into a different type of a function to get them to show, pretty much to show interest to what we do. For example, when you're going through Instagram today, after you're done here, I want you to start scan through and listen for certain words. Don't go into a video, just listen to the first 3 seconds. And I want you to now stop at one that stands out to you. Then I want you to write down what it was done, like how it was done, what word was used. Most of the time, you're going to find out the word you is going to be often one of those things that you hear. You need to buy this. You need to do this. Hey, before you do this, do this. Don't do this, right? These things are crucial. And we're going to talk about the negative and positive spins because negativity spreads way faster than positivity. So we're finding out that you can go in and say, before you buy a house, or don't buy a house in 2024 before you do these 3 steps. Boom. That hook alone will slow down the prospect. They will watch your video. What do you mean don't buy a house in 2024 before I do these 2 steps? You're going to now be able to go in and explain to them, get your down payment assistance locked in and get you connected with the realtor. And that's going to be you. Boom. Now you got more views, more penetration, and you can also direct them off of line to connect with you. So that's what this training, that 2-hour training, is going to be, dialing it in so you can understand more of how to hook people on when you're on social media.
Awesome. I love it. So there's a question about the timelines of the event. So let me kind of break it down from a chronological order for those who kind of like that and the process. So
Yes.
the very first thing is on April 12th, we're doing a 90-minute planning session. Okay, so that's 90 minutes where we're pretty much going to walk you through identifying the content pieces that you need to create, right? And then on April 20th, we're going to start with a 2-hour training, which we're going to talk you through pretty much what Javier just mentioned. And so after you already have your planning and you get there, we're going to give you some more tips.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Let's slow down. The 2-hour training, what time is that? Just so that everybody knows, for the beginning of the morning.
Yeah, go ahead. It's
at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say that. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So, April 20th, 10 o'clock, we start with a 2-hour training where you should already have your content planned out by then, right? And we're going to give you some tips to pretty much fine tune your content and be able to crush it that day. Okay. And then we're going to get into the 4-hour of content creation right that afternoon, right? So that's an entire day event, 2 hours of training followed by 4 hours of content. So that's the timeline. And I think I broke that down
flawlessly.
Right.
Flawlessly. But by the way, so here's the cherry on top. Okay, for everybody that will be attending this, the cherry on top is we're getting a high level catered lunch. Many of you follow me in my personal life. So, I'm a chef. I love to cook. My wife and I love to cook. So we're going to make sure that in the middle of that 4 hours, or maybe after the 4 hours, because once we release the tickets, we're going to be speaking to everybody and talking to everybody at the planning event and really finding out what time you want lunch, because it's not going to be an issue for us to readjust. But we're going to have a catered, high level, high scale, upscale lunch for everybody. That's going to be included. Now, again, we're going to walk you through the different structures, because I think it's that time, right, to go through the different structures of how we're breaking this up into 2 different groups.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna just break this out for you guys in 2 different groups. So in group A is going to be for the 2-hour training only. That's going to have its own price point. The 2-hour training is going to be hybrid. So all of you that's watching this, many of you are not in the state of Pennsylvania. The event space for the content creation will occur in Ambler, the Ambler Yards. So if you want to quickly go on another browser, or if you're on your phone, go to the internet or go to your map, type in Ambler Yards, you will see where this location is. It's not far at all. It's kind of in the middle of a lot of stuff here in Pennsylvania. So the 2-hour training in the morning is going to be nationwide for everybody. So if you are an agent from California and you want to take part in this, you can do so with that 2-hour training option. All right. We're going to go over that price point in a minute. However, what comes along with that is you're going to get that 2-hour training. You're going to get a list of those hooks that we talked about, those negative, positive. You're also going to get a list of Chat GPT prompts. Very, very important. So you can build off of that. And you're going to get a list of our vendors. We're going to have affiliates that are joining into this cafe, and they're going to be providing you with incentives, not incentives, but, specials or whatever they're doing. Okay. Very important for you to get this. That's going to be in the PDF emailed to you. Cool. Did I explain that clean or what? All right. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Do you have I know you showed me earlier a breakdown on a screenshot or on a
Oh,
slide. Do you have
yes.
that to share?
Yes. So let me go ahead and get that together right now. So let's go ahead and get that open. And I'm glad you asked for that. Perfect. Because I did already had that broken up, man.
While
That was
while you bring that up, I'll ask you a few more questions. Is there a designated point of contact, for coordinating anything or addressing anything like dietary restrictions or just questions about the event? Who should they
yes.
contact?
They should go to the newagenthandbook.com, give me a call, okay, directly, so I can answer it for you. That's going to be on the newagenthandbook.com, or you can just take down my information, Javier Nichols, and you can go right to our website and get my telephone number and email address. So that's available as well. I am sharing my screen again. Okay. All righty, great. So can you guys see my screen?
Yep, good.
Okay, great. So this is our Content Cafe price list. So first things first, what we have here is this is going to be that 4-hour content, that VIP ticket altogether. Okay, what we are getting here and what we're seeing is that 4 hours of content creation. Okay, you're also going to have that 2 hours of that training in the morning, 90-minute planning, very important, because that's going to help you hit the ground running once you get in the building on that event space, April 20th. You're going to get 4 personalized content stations like we talked about. You're also going to get that upscale lunch. All right. Very important. So this is for those of you who are looking to capture that market share this coming summer. Now, the reason why we chose this price is that we didn't want to make it too expensive and we didn't want to make it too inexpensive. And the reason for that, and we broke this down, how did we come up? Like, we came up with the numbers of what individually what things look like, and what were the results of that.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're going out there and you're just getting someone to film you for a few hours, you're paying, at the very least $200, even up to like $1,500, right? For some good folks. Um, just the planning and consulting alone of getting your content together, you're paying from 300 to $1,500. The training, they're out there for around $1,000. This is not even the raw footage, right? Because the filming, you're just paying for their time. Um, so the actual footage and then editing, that's at least $300 for the raw footage and editing one piece, and it could be more for more pieces. So you're spending between two grand to 4 grand if you're going out and trying to do this on your own. And you're not gonna have a lot of things that are delivered to you, right? You're gonna have, 4 hours of filming, but that you're gonna be paying for the footage, and then you're gonna be paying for each piece that's edited, right? So, like I said, 2 to 4 grand, and maybe even more. I try to do numbers on the conservative end.
Correct.
So,
And that's a good piece to keep in mind, guys. Again, our goal here is for you to hire us to never have to use us again. That's the whole purpose of this event, is for you to create content, but you're not just going to create it. You're going to learn how to create it, which you don't get when you're hiring somebody out. They're not going to take your money and then show you how they did it. Okay. This doesn't work, right? You don't learn how the sausage is made and buy the sausage. No, you got to either go in and make it all yourself and then learn by yourself, or go in and pay somebody for a finished product. So this is a grade A production. Many of you have been a part of our New Agent Handbook trainings and our content previously. So not only are you going to understand how to use CapCut, Opus Clips, we have countless resources that we're going to be giving to you, and you're going to be able to sit there right alongside us and watch us edit the content. Extremely powerful, extremely inexpensive. Now, going into the aspect of the $97, okay, this will get you those hooks. This will still teach you how to optimize CapCut, how to optimize Canva. This will give you those prompts from ChatGPT. Very important that you guys understand, especially for those of you in other states, you must know how to create captivating content. The world is about content right now, and we need to get better at conveying our message more than ever before. We understand that there are a lot of mixed messages going on right now. We have to get out in front of our community, and we must educate them and let them see why we're valuable. And we can't do that with weak content. It doesn't penetrate. It needs to be good. So when you come here, you're going to learn how to make it good.
So here's a question that kind of leads into that. How
Yeah.
will this help me get business?
Okay, let's get right to the meat and potatoes, okay? How is this going to help you get business? Number one, you're going to be able to create content that's going to be a hook. What does a hook mean? If you're looking to buy a house with zero money out of pocket, contact me today. Did you know you can buy this house right behind me with no money out of pocket? Contact me today, right? You have many different ways you're going to do this. And this is why the planning training is phenomenal, because you're going to be able to say, well, Javier, listen, I want to get leads. I want all my content to be lead generated content. Great. Let's go ahead and work on that. Who's your target audience? My target audience is first-time home buyers. Phenomenal. Now we're going to go and find the zip codes in your community that will give the first-time home buyer the best bang for their buck. And now you're going to be able to go and show them, what does 350 get you in our community? And you're going to be able to walk them through it. So that content is going to be very simple. And we're also going to be throwing in how to really utilize stories. Many of you have seen the story formula that we use. Very simple, very straightforward. We're going to teach you all about that. So increasing your business, increasing your brand image, and your knowledge of how to create content.
Someone's asking, how can I do that? Get a home with no money down. That's not the conversation today.
Well, let me let y'all know. Okay, because many of y'all don't understand that the VA and the USDA loan. Some of y'all are in rural communities, and even if you're not in rural communities, you have some ruralness to your community. So this is why you need to be coming to this training, y'all. Because if you're looking to really give the advantage to the buyer in your community, think about that. Some of y'all don't even know what a USDA loan is. We're not going to be training you about loan products here, but you can talk about it in your video, and I'll give you a little lesson on what it means and how you can do it in your community.
I love it.
That's a great question.
Someone's saying, this sounds great, but the price is a little pricey for me. Is there anything that you guys are doing, any specials that you guys are doing, like an early bird special or anything like that?
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? We know this price point is expensive. We know that. We tossed it back and forth. We found that the $15.97 was a median, but we also wanted it to be our anchor price. We want you to know that once we start to move forward, we're going to increase that price because we're going to bring in a higher production level every single time. But I don't know, Mina, do you want us to get into it right now and let them know what we're doing? Like what kind of specials we doing for the people?
It's up to you, man.
All right, no. All right, so for those of you that are watching right now, and if you watched all the way, if you're here right now and you stayed for this entire time, oh, special for you, okay? We're going to be doing, so this space that we have is very limited, okay? It's a 30-person event space, okay? And we need to use all of it, all right? But we want to make sure that you're not being overlooked. We want to make sure that every person that shows up is getting that personal touch, nothing that big crowds provide, something that only intimate crowds provide. What we're going to do for 15 people only, we're going to give them a price of $347 for only 15 people. $347. And the reason why we are even doing that, I did say it can fit 30, but we're doing it only for half. Okay, because we want those who jump on this to really get the full exposure of what we're doing. And this is going to allow us to now, when we come back and do this again, our prices are going to be a little bit maybe closer to $2,000 because we're going to now be able to say, boom, boom, boom. And by the way, we're going to allow you to go to our website and click to our Instagram page. And if you go to @NewAgentHandbook on Instagram, everything on that page was created solely by me. Every single piece of content on that page, solely by me. I'm not bragging. I'm not telling you I'm the best. I'm telling you that we are literally utilizing the efforts of a lot of people, but we're also centralizing in a very precise manner of showing you step by step how to do it. Okay. So 347, first 15 people, man, doesn't get any better than that. Crazy.
Awesome. And how can people register?
So we're going to be putting up, you're going to be able to go to the newagenthandbook.com. And once you go to that website, there's going to be a link on the front of the website for you to click it and go right to Eventbrite, buy the ticket. Okay. We will be giving you a discount code. So the discount code that's going to be able to be used on Eventbrite will be NAHB. Okay. So you must use that discount code NAHB. That's New Agent Handbook hyphenated. Okay. You put that in, only 15 people are going to be able to do it. So I'm letting y'all know right now, there's a team watching and you like, I want my whole team to do this. And you missed out. I'm letting you know, we're only putting it for 15. So after 15, that 1597 is going to be the number. So don't try to call us or call me and be like, hey, get me in. I'm number 16. No, you had an opportunity and you blew it. Okay. So this is only for those who are looking to seize the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy. Don't lean on me too much for that, you know. Yeah, so I'll put the links below, right?
Yeah.
So people can access that and register. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach out to Javier, or just drop your questions below if we didn't get to it. You know, or if you're watching this afterwards and you have a question, just drop it below.
Yeah.
One of us will answer it or we'll reach out to you.
Or send us a DM. Hit us with a DM, guys. We're available. We're out here. If you have any questions, hit us with a DM. We want to make sure that you are getting the right information. This content cafe is meant to increase and enhance your brand and your business. And you need to take that seriously. But it's also going to give you a level of education that you deserve, that you should have had when you first started in the industry, but you didn't get. Now we're going to show you precisely what you need to do to create that brand and image that's going to outlast the competition and shine brighter than everybody else in your market. So take this seriously, take full advantage of it, understand the power of what we use, okay? Using this phone, understanding that the average person picks up their phone 1,500 times a day. It's a lot of times. You don't even think about it because it's so normal. Okay, every time you look at your phone, you want to pick it up. All right, and you're on social media. So if your content is not top quality or even, you know, hitting the pain points of your targets, it's getting bypassed. And enough is enough. Stop suffering in silence and let's get to it. We have work to do.
Awesome, man. I love it. I think I'm just looking at all the questions. I think we pretty much addressed everything in one way, shape, or form. But anything else?
No, I mean, I think this is pretty straightforward. I like the fact that we had a good amount of questions here, and it looks like we got to all of them. So bottom line, guys, listen, we have to make sure that we are putting forth the effort. Remember, we're only giving away 15 tickets at that 347. I want to stress that again. I want that to be really nailed down and understood that we are here to promote the business of those who are go-getters. All right. That's why we're putting out that price. Okay. And go out and source what this package will. You can screenshot. So rewind it if you're watching this back in the day or in the future, rewind it and see what comes along with it. Screenshot it and go and try to source those same types of, results for that same price. All right. We really want you to understand that you're getting a phenomenal deal, even at the 1597. Okay. So assume nothing, verify everything on that. And we'll be seeing you guys on the 12th.
All right.
The 12th. Yeah, the 12th.
And we're out.
I'm excited. All right. Peace.